I have editing to do, I have work to do, I have study to do, but I've been in paralysis for the past 2 hours. And I'm trying to be better at managing these situations that I find myself in. So I'm gonna go for a walk and I'm gonna get myself a little treat and take my book with me and just do something, you know, completely different to what I'm meant to be doing. And hopefully when I come back, I can get myself together. That was very necessary. I just sat at the cafe, I was reading my book, and a friend happened to be there. They were doing their morning pages, so we had a little catch up, and then we did our parallel activities, which was really nice. The sun is out. I feel a lot better about the day and about myself. This is a good thing to do when I am in paralysis mode because I'm just overwhelmed. To go outside and to go for a walk, it seems counterproductive because I'm not tackling my to-do list. I'm doing the exact opposite. But I know that when I'm in paralysis mode, it's so easy for me to just sit down for like 4 hours and do nothing and just feel guilty about not doing the thing that I'm meant to be doing. So that was great. I got through like 40 pages of this, and I do think that this will be the book that will, I mean, no pressure, the book that will get me out of my writing rut and reading rut. It's already so heartfelt. I am really enjoying the writing style and the characters, and it's just oozing with like wittiness and brilliance. Really enjoying it. So all in all, 10 out of 10.
Nothing familiar from the place you came. Souvenirs that came with tears seem to be a fixture. Cicada sunset, melancholy in the trees. The day that never ends, memories that never leave. Are you having fun yet? Hearing what went wrong. Cicada sunset, the bird becomes a song.
It must have been last video that I was saying how I was feeling overwhelmed by everything. And I think as a full-time student and working full-time hours, it means that I don't have a lot of time, or I don't schedule out the time to manage my stress and my anxieties, and it becomes this vicious cycle in which I'm stressed, do nothing about it. I enter a period of total overwhelm, which leads to paralysis, which leads to then being even more stressed about all the things that I didn't do because I was overwhelmed. It's a nightmare of a cycle. And I know, especially from my studies, that taking some time out to, you know, focus on my breath, notice my breath, to notice what's happening in my body, where am I feeling things in my body, sitting down in silence, even though these things seem very small, they unfortunately have a big impact on my mental health. And that is exactly what I'm studying at uni right now. But there is definitely a difference between having the knowledge and then putting action behind that knowledge. And I think that's where Aura comes in, and I'm so happy to say that they are the sponsor of this week's video, because it's been so supportive and useful in this month of chaos that I have found myself in. They are a mindfulness and sleep app, and they have all kinds of guided meditations, of breathwork exercises, of soundscapes and sleep meditations. I've been committed to doing a breathwork exercise every morning, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I have chronic depression, so mornings are a bit of a sore spot for me, and very honestly, doing that first thing in the morning has really impacted my day in the way that it motivates me to do the next good thing, the next right action, which I think is really important when you're in the thick of it. Having something that is so easily accessible, like just opening the app and picking an exercise, and having someone guide you through it, is really helpful. Aura has a wide variety of coaches from all over the world, and they host live events, which means it's really interactive and community centered, and which means that you can find someone that you like, which I really appreciate, because we are all different, and sometimes I like a certain kind of voice when it comes to my meditations. I can be very picky about that, and I know that a lot of people can be as well. So if this sounds like you and you'd like to give Aura a try, you can start totally for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description box below, and the first 500 people to sign up get a free trial and an exclusive 25% off. I would highly recommend them. I think they're the one-stop shop for developing a really good mindfulness practice that feels accessible and easy and enjoyable. So yeah, thank you so much to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now on to whatever is next. I don't know what is next.
I still care for you. I still think of you. Well, ain't that plain to see? I still dream of you. My heart still burns for you and me. Now I'm starting to see it's gonna take some time to realize that you're gone. Gone for good. It's gonna take some time to realize that you're gone. You ain't never coming home. In those summer nights.
It is the next day and I'm making a lemon loaf again, and this is the thing with recipe testing, is that it takes a lot of time and ingredients. So I'm making it again. The other one just needed more moisture and more lemon. I like my lemon loaf to be very citrusy. It needs to go hard on the lemon. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. I'm just gonna swap the oils, add more lemon rind, add more lemon juice. And yeah, the last one I was meant to deliver to my friend, but I just wasn't happy with it. So I'm gonna give them this one. And however this one turns out is just gonna have to do. I need to remember people just love having a home baked good in the house and it doesn't have to be perfect. But yeah, so this is take 2, more lemon rind. And as it tends to happen, many of my reserves became available on the same day. And these are all 3 books that I've been really wanting to read. So I have to find a way to read them all whilst finishing my other library reserves. It's stressful. And whoever told you reading wasn't stressful was lying. So I'll just briefly mention them. Hangman by Maya Binyam. This sounds like such an interesting premise. A man returns home to sub-Saharan Africa after 26 years living in exile in America. When he arrives, he finds that he doesn't recognize the country or anyone in it. Thankfully, someone at the airport knows him, a man who calls him brother. As they travel to this man's house, the purpose of his visit comes into focus. He is here to find his real brother who is dying. Incredible. I found this book on a list of some sorts and I thought to myself, I need to read this book immediately. So that one. Western Lane, I'm pretty sure I got this from the Women's Prize fiction, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. Sun, can we work with these? Okay, now better. This is about 11-year-old girl who her mother dies. She's playing squash and her dad decides to enroll her in this really competitive squash program. So it's a coming of age story, but through the lens of sport. And a beautiful and moving first novel about grief, sisterhood, and a teenage girl's struggle to transcend herself. I want to read it immediately. And then the next book on my list, this will be the next one that I read once I finish The Wren. This is Enter Ghost, Isabella Hamad, a Palestinian author. So this one says, after years away from her family's homeland and reeling from a disastrous love affair, actress Sonia returns to Haifa to visit her older sister Haneen. While Haneen made a life here commuting to Tel Aviv to teach at the university, Sonia remained in London to focus on her acting career and now dissolute marriage. On her return, she finds her relationship to Palestine is fragile, both bone deep and new. Timely, thoughtful, and passionate, Isabella Hamad's highly anticipated second novel is an exquisite story of the connection to be found in family and shared resistance. So these will be my May reads. I am really trying to read more this month because I've been falling behind, but The Wren has really sparked my enthusiasm for reading again, which is great news for me because I've got to have my hobby back.
Like the name, you know, I got teeth because I didn't brush my teeth, or let me find a and to not waste the past as being